Hello, my name is Thomas Thomas. We are here watching Bright Side of Death vs Dark Side, and I can confirm that Faffy Waffy is in a flagship Scorp Navy issue. Why don't you bring us through what Bright Side of Death brought?
Bright Side of Death had brought a very exciting triple Varger comp with a Claymore Jackdaw. Should have been triple Skybreaker, but we had a disconnect, and double Bantam for logic, going with Tech 1 logistic frigates here.
Yeah, they're going Tech One logistics frigates just to because they're completely out of points here. They have a singular point spare, and if you look at their bottom end, it's five frigates all for 1 point because they've gone for three Vargas, which are 24 points each. They are only 1 point less than the Leshaks, which are 25 point each. So they're going for an extremely, and I mean extremely battleship heavy. Whereas Darkside have brought two Navy Scorpions, with one of them being the flagship, three Gila Core, which we've seen quite often, a Bifrost for links, two Kirins, and then two Jackdaws in the low end.
Yeah, the Bright Side of Death team is interesting here. The Vargers are going to have excellent application against most of the low end of the Dark Side team. Their Skybreakers might also be helpful. Uh, Hard to say because Gila drones have tremendous hit point bonuses. Those Skybreakers are going to have to chew on them for a really, really long time. And outside of the Vargers, they really don't have much DPS. So if those Vargers drop, even one of them, it's a tremendous blow to them. They really don't have to claw through those Navy Scorpions. They just don't have the tools if those Vargers aren't there.
Yeah, we're immediately seeing the Scorp navies bend sideways and backwards, trying to get away from these Vargas. If these Vargas try to bend close, we're starting to see them not actually move that much. What do you think they're doing?
Well, I wouldn't expect the Vargers to really go anywhere. Their projection is tremendous. They should be able to hit these guys unless they kite them super, super hard. Um, We see a little bit of damage coming out now. It looks like Bright Side of Death is focusing on the Kieran of Dark Side. And in exchange, the Bantam is about to go down. You can see here the difference in the survivability between the Tech 1 and the Tech 2 frigates as the first Bantam drops for Bright Side of Death.
Yeah, it looks like the top end with the Gilas is focusing on these Vargas, whereas the two Jackdaws are just taking pot shots with their long range, as well as the light missiles from the Bifrost. They're just spewing at small stuff to kill it quickly, while the Scorp navies and the Gilas test the tank of these Vargas.
Now, DPS seems to be split onto the Vargers now. This could be a play to make them use up their ancillary boosters, and then they'll try to kill them both really quickly. But I don't know about that concept because they have a pretty large clip and pretty stiff tanks. Meanwhile, Kalistra Vikanos and the Gila is taking most of the fire from the Vargers. He is tanking pretty well, but slowly going down as Bright Side of Death loses their final Bantam.
Well, Bright Side of Death don't have any control here. With the three Vargas able to project really well, if anything gets shot like this Gila, the Gila can just pull range. And the Vargas can't really do much about that because I don't think they're artillery fit and they can't shoot the entire range of the arena.
Oh, and here we go. The first Vargar getting its tank truly tested here. It's boosting back massive chunks of its hit points, but it's not enough. It's bleeding armor. It's bleeding hull. It's about to bleed to death.
Yeah, with these Bantams down, it's entirely down to the self tank of the Vargas here. Just seeing if it can hold out until those rapid heavy reloads. And it looks like he goes down as the last missiles hit.
And I think that is going to spell the end of the match here for Bright Side of Death. As I alluded to at the start of the match, the Vargars are their only real source of damage here. The Claymore, maybe a little bit. The Jackdaw, some anti support. The Skybreakers aren't bringing much to the table. If they weren't able to break one of the Gilas with all three of their Vargars up, there's no way that they're going to be able to break it with just two. I think it's a matter of time before they're torn down here.
Yeah, I would have really liked to see these Vargas be more autocannon and be more focused on rushing down. Because if they manage to get close enough, they can possibly break stuff like these Gilas. But they're not. They're sitting at what 99 meters per second. They're not moving that fast, and anything that they shoot just pulls out of range. As we see the final Jackdaw go down.
Now they are smart bombing, but smart bombing Gila drones is kind of a fool's errand. They're killing a few of them, but the Gilas have very, very deep drone base. They'll throw more out there as the Claymore is about to drop.
Yeah, we're seeing the Claymore finally go down here. The Rapid Heavies are just breaking through, and it just can't hold on long enough. It has bent forward to try and catch something. So the moment it did that, they just put all of their missiles on it and just pulled backwards and ran away.
It looks like the Gargars, excuse me, the Vargars are orbiting a wreck. Uh, Perhaps they should focus on getting closer to the Claymore so they can smart bomb off all those drones before it dies. I think the only saving grace here for Brightside is the Claymore is not bringing a ton to their setup. So if it goes down, the Vargas are still going to be very combat effective, but at the same time, as you alluded to, there's no control. They can't pin a target down.
Oh,
These Gilas are effortlessly kiting them.
I can't believe I didn't notice this. This is a Tinker setup. I'm seeing these Vargas cap transfer onto the Claymore so the Claymore can keep boosting despite the fact that it's out of Ansel charges.
Yeah, but it can only boost so much, and it's not boosting enough.
Yeah, but
The
with
ancillary shield boosters remain 100% effective even without all their cap charges, which is in contrast to the armor version. But it's still a finite number, and the damage from coming out of these Scorp Navy issues and the Gilas is far exceeding it.
Yeah, they just don't have the projection to kill anything. They are smart bombing off all the drones. The Skybreakers are shooting those drones, but there's just nothing much they can do. I believe, yeah, the Vargas are keeping their smart bombs on, hopefully to kill these drones, which doesn't look that great, seeing as they're Gila drones. But I think it's also they might try and just mitigate a little bit of the rapid heavy missile damage that the Scorp navies are firing.
It's possible if their timing is just right, but those Scorp navies are quite close, so those missiles have a very short travel time. I think the main issue is even if they did successfully clear these drones and were able to tank, they're not actually able to kill anything, and they're down 50 points. As this
Yeah,
match begins to wind down, we've got 4.5 minutes left. They have a tremendous hole that they're in right now, and really no good shovel to dig themselves out of it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything's going to break with these smart bombs staying on and the drones coming down. It looks like they're not going to be able to break another Varga, so the Vargas are just sitting here shooting at long range because DarkSide no, they don't have to kill anything. They're up with that many points. They can happily sit and wait the rest of this match out because it doesn't look like Bright Side of Death can do anything.
Nope, and that's another Skybreaker down. I'm guessing these Skybreakers are not tackle fit because they haven't been used that way. Not sure what exactly they're bringing to the table. I'd be interested to see their kill mails, but these Vargars are just. They're still smart bombing. They are clearing Gila drones, and it's helping to stabilize their tank, but it's just not enough. Even the Scorp navies alone, with their newts, with their DPS, they're breaking through these Vargars.
Yeah, the Vargas are going to continually keep boosting, but that's just not going to help. They've got a huge amount of damage with this faction battleship and these Gila drones just pumping damage at the Vargas. The Vargas can't do anything to survive. They're finally moving forward to try and get closer to apply damage, but it's a bit too late.
Yep, bit too late, and now without the other half of the Tinker, this Vargar is extremely vulnerable. It's probably run out of capacity, or excuse me, ancillary booster charges a while back. Looks like it has successfully reloaded and it is putting out some reps, but you can just see the way its armor is being chunked here. It can pull its shield bar back, but it's just not enough to survive the alpha here. The full team for Darkseid is up and pouring damage into this Vargar as it struggles to survive.
Yeah, as we see this match climb down, to explain to anyone who's unsure what we're talking about a Tinker, Tinker in previous tournaments used to be cap transferring onto a logistics that is max tank. Now in this tournament, that's not really allowed because the ships used for that um, cannot fit logistics modules. So in the modern Tinker we're seeing in this tournament is battleships cap transferring, so their ansils permanently keep running.
Well, not permanently because it's about to stop any second now.
Yeah, but effectively with three battleships, you can keep an Ansil running regardless of your cap because you will boost the amount that it uses. And with that, the final match is well, this match is over, and we'll pass it back to the studio.